What's up, inflatable enthusiast here, and today's review is on the Gemmy 10.5 foot tall brown fuzzy reindeer inflatable. So yeah, I mean, I'm back. I haven't made a video in over a month now. The last video I posted was the Ghost Trio and the Pumpkin, and that was on May 1st, and currently it is June 9th, so it's been a month and 8 days. Yeah, sorry about the little hiatus, I guess. I haven't bought any inflatables over the past month. That's the last inflatable I bought, the Ghosts. And yeah, the only reason I'm reviewing this is because I actually got this for Christmas last year as a present from my grandparents, and I never reviewed it because I got it on Christmas, but I actually had it in my Christmas display. And I know that probably confuses you for a minute, but my grandparents gave me this on Christmas Eve. And, you know, while everyone was inside celebrating, you know, eating dinner and stuff like that, playing games, my dumbass goes out there. It's like 9 o'clock at night, 12 degrees outside, snowing, and I set this thing up with nothing but a flashlight and a hammer. And yeah, I still can't explain why. I don't know why. I guess my brain thought it was a good idea to go out on Christmas Eve, out in the dark and the cold, and set up an inflatable. Yeah, I don't know. But anyways, yeah, so this was a present from my grandparents. I did not pay for this. I don't know how much they got it for. This has been sold at Home Depot the past few years. It's 10.5 feet tall. It has brown fuzzy material over it, and it's just a very, very nice inflatable. I love this a lot, and my grandparents knew that I loved it, so that's why they got it for me, so huge thanks to them. But yeah, so I haven't bought any new inflatables recently. That's why I dug this out, because I already had it, and I'd never done a review on it. There are a few 2022s that have been showing up, you know, over the past month, obviously. If you follow my Instagram, you'd see that I have posted a little bit about them on, like, my stories and stuff like that, and I've been pretty active on there. But there are some 2022 inflatables that are actually up for sale right now that I plan on getting, and, you know, a few other non-2022 inflatables that I plan on getting in the future as well. I also do apologize if this audio is absolute shit, because we have a fan in this garage, because obviously it gets hot in the summer, so we have a little fan up there. So I do apologize if that's really loud and you can't hear me. This also does have a YEF 125 fan, so when I inflate this, it may be hard to hear me as well, and I do apologize, because like I said, I am in my garage, so the sound is going to be much, much louder as opposed to me in my basement, which has insulation and stuff, and is, you know, much smaller. And, you know, if I inflated it outside, obviously it wouldn't be as loud either. But, yeah, so I don't have much else to say, so I'll plug this thing in and inflate it. There's also some puddles here and there, so I'm going to try to keep this at an angle to where it doesn't get wet. Another thing I wanted to point out is you can also tell this is a Home Depot inflatable because it has this yellow tag on the plug. Home Depot always does this. As far as I know, Home Depot is the only company that does this for Gemmy inflatables, so yeah, but it just gives you a number if there's a problem with the plug and the wire and whatnot. It's nice, but let's see if I can plug this in one-handed. Alright. Actually, it's not as loud as I was expecting, so hopefully the audio isn't terrible. I do apologize if it is. But yeah, this thing goes up very fast. Probably goes up in about 10 seconds. I am going to have to pick it up though, so give me 1 second and I'll be right back. Alrighty, so here he is. As you can see, he looks very, very nice. I haven't seen too many people with this inflatable, actually. Not many people in the community seem to own it, or seem to use it, at least. But I really liked this one. The fuzzy material is obviously what sold me on it. If it was just a regular old reindeer, I probably wouldn't like it nearly as much as I do. But just the size of it and the fuzzy material, and if you can see the gold accents on the bells there, on his collar, is very nice as well. So yeah, it's a very nice looking inflatable. Unfortunately, obviously, with most fuzzy inflatables nowadays, the back side of him has no fuzziness at all, so it does look kind of bad from the back of the side. But it does go pretty far back. The fuzzy material goes all the way back there and stuff. So it looks nice. You'd have to be like really far behind it to actually notice it. Yeah, I like this thing a lot. I think it looks very cool. And especially like where I live, there's a lot of deer, you know, in my yard that I see all the time. So I wanted just, you know, a nice big reindeer inflatable. And I liked this one the best. Yeah, there are other versions of this. Like I know there's a gray fuzzy reindeer with like a wreath around his neck. And then there's a white one that's sitting, and it also has a wreath around its neck, I'm pretty sure. I just like this one the best. I think it looks the most natural. I don't think there are many, if not any, gray or white deer in the world, so obviously the realistic part of it doesn't really matter, but I just like this color better. I just like the brown. As you can see, he's got some dirt on him here and there, because like I said, I did use this. He's got some stuff right here. But he inflates extremely well. I mean, I can barely push down on this thing. It is super tight. So the YEF 125 does a great job, and it is in his back right hoof right there. There's 4 tethers, actually 5. One here, one on the back, the same spot, and then one on that hoof, and that one. And then for this one, actually no, there isn't one on this one. So I was right, there are 4. One there, one on the other side, one there, and one there. There is no tether on that hoof, and for this one you can just stake down the base fan, so it doesn't really need one. In my opinion, I feel like they should have either put the tether like here or on the top. I don't know, but I feel like when I was using it for my display this year, I felt like that was a little bit too low of a tether attachment point. He did often bend super far backwards. And I didn't just stake it one tether here, one tether there. I did do the 4 tethers. And it still kind of blew around a lot, so. But he's very secure. Like I said, he inflates tightly, so that will help him stay up. The tethers down here are a little too high off the ground, so if you really put the stake in the ground, it might pull on this quite a bit. Sorry, I wasn't showing it. It might pull on it a little bit if you put the stake like all the way in the ground, but what I plan on doing is like putting a zip tie, then attaching it to a stake so it doesn't pull down on his hoof too much, and you know, it'll still keep him secure. But yeah, I mean, it still inflates extremely tight. The bells also do not go all the way around the back, but again, you're only going to be viewing this from the front, so it really doesn't matter. There is holly leaf and berries here. It's stitched on actually quite well. As you can see, there's a line of stitching there and there. These are the plastic berries. They're not the stuffed ones. I don't think Gemmy even uses the stuffed ones anymore. Those are mainly like a classic Gemmy thing. But yeah, I'd say the deer himself is probably 9 feet tall, but the antlers gives him the extra 10.5 feet, or the extra 2.5 feet, I should say. There's also an ant right there on the wire. And this antler is moving because the fan is blowing on it. But the face is very simple. It looks very nice. I'm glad they didn't make it too cutesy or like Hawaii looking, because that would have been weird. This just looks very nice. He doesn't have a mouth, which I actually like. I like the eyes, they just look simple. The nose, again, also looks simple. You can see his tail there. Yeah, I guess the only other thing to show you is the lights, so I'm gonna go turn the lights off and I'll be right back. So as you can see, I'm pretty sure he has 67s in him. As usual, I've said this in probably almost every review now, he is much brighter on camera than he appears in person. In person, he honestly does not light up very good at all. You can see him, you can definitely see some details, but it really is not super good. But that's also due to the fact that he's brown, which is a darker color, and he has a coat of fuzz all over him, which also darkens him much more. I'll try to point out the C7s. It's very hard to see from actually, I'll go around from the back because they're very hard to point out from the front. But there's one there, and actually one on his head. So I lied, there's not 6, there's only 3. Which I'm actually kind of disappointed about. I think because of its size and because of the YEF 125 fan, this should have had at least 67s. And it actually probably would have made it light up way better if it did. The 2 there are fine where they are, but then I would add maybe 1 there and in the neck. And then maybe 1 in this hoof in that one. You don't have to do the back 2 legs, but in these 2. And if they did that, there would only be, what, 7, 8 C7s? So that wouldn't even be that bad. I don't know why they didn't do that. 3 is extremely underwhelming, but I mean, it's fine, I guess. It's not that big of a deal. But it would have lit up much better if it did. But yeah, this is a very nice inflatable. I don't think it was sold in stores at Home Depot in 2021, but it was sold online. So they technically did still re-release it. I don't know the exact first year this was released, but I believe it was 2017. I think this was also the first version of like the fuzzy deer. I think the gray and the white ones came after this. I'm not 100% sure. But yeah, it's a nice inflatable. It was a nice gift. Like I said, I still to this day cannot explain why I decided to put this out on the 24th. At night, but I did. Do I regret it? Not really, because I still had my Christmas display up for another 2 or 3 weeks after Christmas, so this guy still got a good amount of time outside. But yeah, I can't quite explain why I did that, and that's also why it wasn't in my display video, because you know I filmed the display video before that. For the display video, I filmed the night view on the 23rd at night, and I filmed the day view on the 24th during the day because we got snow on the 24th. So, and I wanted the day view to have snow, and it didn't really matter for the night view because you wouldn't have seen the snow anyways. So that's why actually, if you pay close attention to my night view of the display, there's no snow on the ground, but then in the day view there is. That's because I filmed the night before the day view. But yeah, I wish this guy was in my display video, but he will be in next year. And I just haven't made any time to actually review this guy, but I figured now is the best time because I haven't bought any new inflatables in a month. I haven't made a video in over a month. So I figured this would be a good inflatable to review, to sort of come back. I have no idea when or what my next review will be. I'm assuming it will probably be a 2022 inflatable, and I'm assuming it will be within the next few weeks, but don't expect anything to come out within the next 1 or 2 weeks because I have nothing planned. You know, 4th of July is coming up very soon. It's less than a month away. So I do want to get some inflatables for that. I haven't bought any of them for that yet. I don't know which ones I'm going to buy for that yet. But I will definitely do reviews on those soon. So yeah, as for right now, I don't have any plans. So yeah, until next time, whenever that is, I'm the Inflatable Enthusiast, and I'll see you guys next time.